So wait a minute, you mean to tell me you can make this fancy card just using Procreate? You do not need a laser engraver to make this card. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Now if you weren't aware, I did start a card making business as well, which you can find on Zazzle. I'll put the link in the description below. And this card, it's actually a postcard. It is going to be available, and it's actually inspired by wedding invitations and also Victorian art. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a drawing guide, which is under this little wrench tool here. Pick that. I'm going to edit your drawing guide, and I'm just going to use assisted drawing because for this tutorial I'm actually going to have a symmetry, and I'm going to use my quadrant down to the middle of the page. There's a line in the middle. Now if I hold this down, it's going to just make a line for me. And then we're going to make our hearts going down the middle of that line. Just a basic scroll shape. Go ahead and draw in lines here. Follow along these hearts with next here. Now there are some really sweet little hearts here. I think they're so cute. I'm going to make a little ball here. Just going to make some curves going into my corner. Here, and then just a straight and we're just going to put in a couple of little shapes down here. Half circles would be good. Now you're going to duplicate the layers. You'll need maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then you're just going to select the layer that you need. Hit alpha lock, fill layer, alpha lock. Make sure your color is on black, and then once you have done all that, you're going to go to Gaussian blur and swipe to the right. And I will have this tutorial linked below if you're stumped. I minimize all the rest of the layers, but the final layer that I'm working on, which I will insert between the background and the first of our lace layer, so that way it does truly sit in the background. And right now what I am trying to do is create a aged paper effect using my blotchy tool under calligraphy, and I'm just going to cover the page with that and clean it up a little bit using my smudge tool. When you're making your picture here, you got to keep in mind that this is going to be the next layer beneath your lace that you created. And so if you don't like the placement of your flowers, just undo and start again. Now for these flowers, I just go up and down with my brush, just kind of making almost like a squiggle motion, varying the pressure. If you put a little bit more pressure at the base of your flowers and lift up to reduce the pressure as you go up the flower, you can get that nice tapered effect. And then I'm just going to throw in some stems, which for that is just a very quick flicking of my wrist just to get a very smooth line. And then I'm going to put in my greenery here and just make sure there's plenty of green to complement the blues and the purples. Still using my blotchy tool. You can be a little bit more methodical than I'm being right now, but I'm going to go in and blur a lot of this out with my smudge tool, which is up here. That one. And I'll just go in and I'll work on blending out that grass that I made. You can use any kind of font for this, but I went with a handwriting just because I felt like it would go with the Victorian theme of this card. Anytime you're doing handwriting, it's so much easier if you just grow the size of your canvas and then you just zoom in and out to make sure that your writing is the appropriate size. Now we're beginning to see how the layers will combine to create a really pretty packaging. I would recommend actually printing these layers out separately and printing the top layer on clear plastic. Right now I'm working on the wax seal and I'm just picking my color. For the wax seal, I will be using a glitter brush, which is from my flower making tutorial linked below. Once you've made that brush, you always have it, so you can just rename it and use it as many times as you need to for future projects. Okay, now going in with my monogram lettering, and I'm just using my dropper tool to get my colors, just using the same blue as in my lace layer. I'm just going to put in my letter. And with the same glitter brush, just draw in your lace. And here we are, just about. Oh my gosh, you're joking me. That looks so good. All right, guys. Well, I really thank you for coming to my tutorial today, and I hope that this wasn't too challenging. I know we did some intricate lace work, so thank you so much for all your patience. And if you need any additional assistance or you're just really struggling on something, feel free to comment below or message me directly. You can also find some tools at my Facebook page, Meyerhoff Art, and there will be many links below on various tutorials that isolate certain parts of this video and break it down into even more detail. And as always, thank you so much, guys, for the likes, shares, subscribes, and the views and the follow alongs. It really all helps build my channel and allows me to grow.